Adult friendships. I know there are a lot of narratives out there about the good, the bad, and the ugly sides of it. Stick with me while I share with you three life lessons from my experiences. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name remains Fola Flo. If you're new here, welcome, welcome. Without further ado, let's jump right to the topic. Adult friendship. All right, the first point I would like to mention is accountability. A friend of mine taught me how to be accountable. This friend passively taught me accountability without even knowing it. There was a time I needed some financial support from him, and because I had told him about the commitments, he had an idea of what I needed the financial support for. And one thing, the first thing he did was to tell me that, okay, before I give you this loan, how long do you want it for? And I mentioned a month. I wanted the money for 30 days. And the first thing he did was he said, okay, I can't give you 100% of the loan, but I can give you 50% of the loan you're requesting for. So, okay, I said, fine. I would still make do with the 50%. So he sent me 50% of the loan, and immediately he set up a reminder on his calendar, and he took a screenshot and forwarded it to me. That Fola, you gave me your word that this amount you're returning it in 30 days. So you're accountable, be accountable to your word. Okay, he sent it to me. I appreciated this singular act because not that he only gave me the money, he was teaching me how to be accountable and know that after 30 days, 30 days mark, you have to return the money. And but this singular act of him sending me a screenshot of his reminder just made it sink that, okay, Fola, you have to keep to your words and be accountable. In 30 days, you're refunding this money to this person. And secondly, he did not say, okay, Fola is my good friend. I know about her commitment. He didn't just give me the 100% of the loan. It might not be convenient for him, or maybe the 100% is amount he cannot fulfill, even if I don't return at that particular time that I said I was going to refund it. And 50% is something he could still do without for a month. So I was like, oh, good, a good financial accountability that I learned from him. The lesson I took away from that singular act was how to keep to your words, how to be accountable. So it made me know that, okay, if I want to loan a friend, the amount the person is asking for, can I forfeit the 100% of it, or can I still do without it? And God just has a way of honoring our commitments. Though when I was requesting for the loan, I didn't even know how I was going to refund it in 30 days, but just within the 30 days benchmark, I had a sales that pulled through and I got commission from it. And it was just above the loan I got from my friend. And I was able to refund him the same day I was in the bank to refund his money. Though the money didn't drop that same day, it dropped the next day because the account I was sending from was still new. So I had to go in to make the transaction. But I sent him the receipts that your money is coming to you. I was so appreciative of him that he lent me the money, he gave me the loan, and I also was appreciative for the fact that I was able to refund the money in 30 days. That's the first thing I learned. Good friendship, yeah, support, financial support, accountability. The second point I would like to talk about is kindness. Some people are just kind for no reason. They don't want anything in return. They are just kind. And I pray that God continues to bless this kind of people. All right. So because I'm saying this from a life lesson, I would also be sharing from an experience that I've gotten from a friend. I had this friend back then in school where we were in uni, but for some reason he left, he traveled and went to complete his education in the States. And oftentimes he would come back, travel, though we might not even get to see, but he would always drop a gift for a circle of friends. And then later we get to the gift gets to us after he had even left the country, or he drops it with someone, and it has been consistent like that. And fast forward to while I started working in Lagos and he came around. One thing about him, he wouldn't even tell you he was coming, but he would just call you. And while you're having the roundup conversation, you will sense when he starts complaining about the network. And I'm like, okay, are you in the country? And he would say yes. So this time around, we got to see because I was already working in Lagos and he came around to Lagos and he gave me a pair of shoes. I was baffled because this guy had never asked for my shoe size. So receiving a gift that are shoes from a friend, I get to question him that why did you buy me shoes and how are you so sure that they are going to be my size? Before I give you his response, the gifts he usually dropped in the past are random stuff that anybody can use, maybe unisex glasses or just thoughtful things, sometimes chocolates. As little as those gifts are, he would always send them to you. So when I received the shoes, I was baffled. Like, why shoes? You never asked for my shoe size. How are you sending me shoes? Why? And his response really changed something about me forever, which is kindness. He said, I expect you to pay it forward even if it's not your size. This guy blew my mind because he did not expect anything in return from me. He was like, okay, these shoes are gifts I've already name tagged for her, and I'm going to give them to her. A size or not a size, they are my gifts from myself to Fola. And as God will have it, these shoes were my perfect size. God has a big sense of humor. I always tell you that. And I'm so appreciative of this particular gesture because some people give you stuff and they expect things in return, or it was just dead to the seed. He just gave it to me. I'm like, okay, I expect you to give it to another person, be a blessing to another person. I don't expect them to stick with you for life, even if they are not your size. They are already your gift. And were they my size? Yes. Did they still pass as being gifts? Yes. Even if they were not my size, they were still a gift. So I thought that, okay, being kind doesn't have to, you just have to be intentional about it. You don't have to say, okay, I'm kind to this person because I'm expecting this from this person. And one thing about kindness is that they are good seeds. You don't have to reap where you've sown. So it has taught me that, okay, just keep extending grace, just keep being doing you, just being nice, just being. That was what I learned from that lesson. God bless your heart, dear friend. I hope you see this. Of course, I'll send you the link. You must see it. So let's move to the third part. So the third point for me is support, being supportive, of course. How will you have friends that are not supportive of you? Well, I think some people have friends that they don't support them. I think we need to start redefining friendships. Well, let me go to the third point before I digress. The third point is the support I got from a friend. So the life lesson goes thus: 2017 rather, while I was serving, a friend of mine, a good friend of mine, was getting married, and she had chosen me to be one of her bridesmaids. So during this time, I think I had issues with my BVN, and all my allowances were just locked in my bank. I could not access my money, and I couldn't pay her at the requested time. So there was a time frame to the payments of the money, and I couldn't meet up with a time frame because I was expecting money from elsewhere, which hasn't dropped. I was expecting some money. I couldn't just meet up with the time frame. So I started intentionally avoiding her because I felt I didn't have the money to pay yet. I didn't want it to feel bad. I just don't know I don't know what to do that time. So I was not maybe naive. I wanted to be supportive. I thought my financial support was all there is. I was very wrong. My friend was getting married. I was not able to meet up with the money yet to support her. And I just kept distance. And then she called me. So she reached out to me, gave me a call, and she said, Fola, what's happening? I've not heard from you in a while. I said, I'm so sorry. I've not been able to together the money. And as soon as I do, I will give that to you. She cut it. She cut the bluff immediately. Like, Fola, what do you mean you've not been able to put the money together? It supports all about money. You should have at least called me that. How are the plans going? What are the things I've been able to do? What are the things I've not been able to do? What's happening? What she just, oh my God. How I felt 7 years ago, how many years ago, I'm still feeling right now because she just put me to a right path like Fola. Supporting people doesn't only have to be financial. It could be emotional, it could be by your presence, it could be different ways to support people. And I learned that from her. Since that day, I know that, okay, supporting, so people that follow me on Instagram say, oh, you're very supportive of your friend, you're this, you're that. Maybe I wasn't wired like that. It could be she was the one that even taught me how to be really supportive. And fast forward to when I was getting married, it was during my wedding I got the full picture of her perspective. She wasn't only supportive, she outdid herself. She would literally call every time. She would call me and ask, what have you gotten? How are the plans going? Have you been able to put your lips together? But she understood that I was the one creating my wedding looks myself, and she was just amazing. And as God would have it, she knew that there was a particular purse I haven't gotten. I sent out a series of pictures and she flooded me with like 1,000 of purses just to encourage her. I just kept receiving the picture samples. I'm like, okay, it's like she doesn't exactly understand my taste. Like, okay, when I'm ready, I will start looking out for the purse myself. But as God will have it, God just wanted to honor her effort. She saw the exact purse I sent to her. I was wowed. I was like, what? And she was in Abuja at that time. She saw it and sent me the picture. I was like, is this the purse? I was like, what? I almost gave up on her. Like, I'm not sure she understands the exact concept I'm trying to create or exact look I'm trying to put together. I'm not really sure she understands. Let me just leave it to live with that. And when I have the time, I'll start searching myself. She saw it, she cleared the bills, and then she sent it back to me in Lagos. I was wow. God bless your heart, dear friend. Wow, I genuinely just feel grateful again thinking about it all. And to wrap it up, 2 weeks to my wedding, I executed a project in Abuja. In fact, I was away for about a week. And after the commissioning of the project, I came back to Lagos. I was weird out. I was worn out. I was totally exhausted. And then she came in. I got into Lagos 31st of December. That was approximately 3 weeks to my wedding. I think she came around to see me first or second. I can't remember. But this babe, again, outdid herself. She made sure I was relaxed. When you've been away for a while, of course, dust. She just came, deep cleaned the entire space, putting me back to the mood, trying to reset me back to Lagos so I can be set for the wedding. It was just, it was just a beautiful thing. I didn't expect that from her, but she did it. She didn't only support in words, she supported also in kind and even with her time. I'm so appreciative. Some friends are just so sweet, some so sweet. So I feel that the narrative about negative friendships and all of that, of course, I've had my own fair share of buzzwords from friendship, but I don't want to focus on that. I feel we should start scrapping them off by focusing on positive impacts that we've also received from friendships and telling our friends more about their positive impacts also. I think the narrative out there is too much and people tend to focus on negative stuff and it's always like that and forget the positive stuff. But all the sweet ones you are getting, you don't get to focus on them. I think let's just focus on positivities. Some friends are there. So if you've seen this video and you remember a friend of yours that has impacted you in one way or the other, drop them a message today and tell them how much you love and appreciate them. Just send a random text to your friends today. Okay, so I feel we don't do that enough. I'm not sure there is a day dedicated to friends where we get to express our love to our friends. So I've mentioned kindness, I've mentioned accountability, and I've mentioned being supportive. Of course, the list is endless. I don't want to bore us with too much of too much of stuff. I don't want to bore you. I'm truly blessed with supportive friends. Even if I don't mention some, there are a lot of experiences, quality experiences I've gained from my friends, and I'm happy to have them in my corner. God bless you guys. All right. With these few points of mine, we have come to the end of today's vlog. Thank you guys for tuning in always. Thanks for supporting. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for your comments. I read every one of your comments. If you're new here and you've not subscribed, please hit the subscription button so you don't miss out on my next videos. Thank you so much, guys. I appreciate. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Let's get to 100 subscribers, shall we? Be a part of my first 100. The way I feel right now is like I have all of you filled in a room and I'm the one holding the mic. I'm for real shy. Having about 80 of you, it's a blessing. I'm so happy. But let's get it to 100. And from 100, we take it to 200, to 500, to 1K, and blown. Thanks for subscribing. See you in the next one. Bye. Oh, Jesus, help me. What's that word? Time. It's not time frame now. Time band. Yeah, it was time bound. Yeah. What was it? It was time bound. What should we call that period? Oh shit. Time. Time frame. Frame of time. Is it frame of time? You would not believe that my mic stopped working at some point, and I spoke for over 5 minutes. I have to come recreate this effort, right? Effort. So please subscribe. Please subscribe.